Welcome back to RecklessWrenchGarage. I'm Chris, he's Chris.
And this is our CRABS race car build series.
Oh yeah, nothing like a little bit of in-car welding.
We're on the CRABS build. This is the first official day of the weekend thrash session to get the race car running and driving. Alright, motor in the hole. Let's do it.
Okay. Woo! Or is it just because I'm trying to bend it?
I think it's just because it's trying to bend. Yeah, you just need a longer... We'll probably swap... Actually, we could swap the bolts from this side to the other side, because that side I have bolts that are way longer than what we need. You'll see it when you look over there.
Okay.
For the top two, because I'll need to do spacers on those.
Alright.
Good old cardboard design here. Get our basic ideas down. On that side. On this side, definitely gonna need to adjust the bracket a little bit to expand some areas, but well, little bit of a situation update here. We haven't progressed much. We ran into a little bit of a problem, but we figured out what our issue is. So,
Oh, here we go. I got a light.
this is about as far as the engine can go right now. It doesn't need to go up any higher on the passenger side. Driver's side needs to come up a little bit, but really we want to ideally move it back.
The problem is down there. So if you could see where our half shaft is, there's a whole nother growth on the transmission back there.
Basically, even though we had a two-wheel drive car, it came with an all-wheel drive transmission, which not ideal for this situation. And that growth, it affects where we could locate the motor, and we can't even build all those motor mounts that we spent half of a day building. We can't even use right now because we can't. It won't fit with them in there.
So it's 9 p.m. on day one of our 3-day thrash build, and we're currently searching the Googles and Marketplace to see if we can find a transmission to swap with this one so we can get this done.
So that's what we're looking right now. purchase another used manual transmission and swap it, bolt it in. So we drove to San Francisco at 11 o'clock at night to pick up a tranny. Turns out there's quite a few trannies in San Francisco.
But this one's special. This one has 6 gears in it, as opposed to the 5 our current one has. Also has an LSD. We're gonna go see if we can make this one fit in the race car better than our current one does. Alright, I'll leave you two alone.
Let's show the people why we went in the middle of San Francisco at night to pick up a tranny.
Alright. Hang on, let me get your air hose out of here. Alright. Ouch. Ow.
Did you just smash your finger on it?
I did. Alright, so here we have the Honda Element transmission. You can see it comes optional all-wheel drive, has this big growth sticking off the side of it, so you can put a cool little transfer case here. Unfortunately, that's a lot of extra material that's not going to fit under our car. So here we have, it's a K20 Z3 transmission out of Honda, what is it, a Honda Civic Si, I believe. And there's a lot less girth to the backside of the transmission. So this should be able to fit up in there in front of the subframe a lot better. So it's 5.5 inches to the end of the housing here. Let me see where I went there. And that's only 3 3/8. So we're gonna gain almost 2 inches, no, just over 2 inches of space on the back of the transmission. Everything seems to be the same. All the research we've done, the transmission will bolt up. We can still use our clutch, but the shift linkages are completely different. But it looks like we might be able to take the one off of the Element setup and the cable bracket and swap it over to this one.
We didn't realize this at first, but we're getting a 6-speed now. So 6-speed on the left, 5-speed was the Element. And I looked at the ratios. The ratios are a little bit better for what we will likely be doing in the car transmission. And it's got a limited slip differential, which we didn't have in the other one. So
yes,
improvements all around. Unfortunately, all of the money that Chris made us by parting out the Element and getting us basically a free engine and transmission was undone whenever we had to go buy this one. We have a lot of work to do because 50% of what we did yesterday was for nothing. So
yeah.
Cue epic work montage. Howard yanked out the Fiat radiator, which little guy lives just under the trunk, and it's got some really inadequate looking fans. But we have no idea the condition of the radiator. It's one of our issues that we definitely need to resolve quick, is if the radiator is good or not. Apparently, you could use a Volkswagen. What did you call it? Scirocco. radiator in these things, so maybe we'll have to do that. I don't know. Or maybe we could just blast this out with a hose and it's gonna be good to go.
It might be down there. Don't know if that's gonna focus in there. Well, hey, it's got flow through it at least. That's good.
Well, we're nearing the end of our day 2 thrash session. The engine's 50% hung in there. Still got some ratchet straps holding it up on that side. The bottom motor mounts are done. Cutting the last couple pieces for the top kind of torque braces. We'll have that done shortly. And then we need to get our lives together and figure out what we need to do burnouts. Yeah. Race car thrash build day extravaganza day 3. I think I said that twice. Anyway, we started a list of necessities. Realistically, we would probably need a much bigger piece of cardboard than Chris is willing to provide me to make a bigger list. But this is everything we need to get it running. Harness, exhaust, fuel system, cooling system are the major ones. That's what we're gonna be tackling today. Hopefully, Chris is back here, all grumpy and stuff, working on the exhaust. I think he needs a monster. We got a brake line we gotta fix that we cut. Cooling system, Howard pressurized it today, and it surprisingly seems to be holding a little bit. But we're gonna try and hack up some of this element exhaust, some of the other stuff we have lying around, see if we could make it work. But lots more work to do. Okay, we're into the electrical system. We took the entire harness out of the element. We have our battery connections for this harness back here that the engine wants to use. And for weight distribution purposes, our battery is in the front of the car. So we have to connect the two, obviously. CRABS rules, we need to have a battery disconnect switch. It needs to be accessible by the seat-belted driver and easily accessible from outside the car, so someone needs to be able to open the door and reach in and kill it if they need to. So we have our battery switch here. We're going to mount it on a little dash plate whenever we get to that point and make that, but we're running the wires right now. So we'll go battery into the kill switch there, run in this tunnel, come out the back, and we will splice it into the existing element harness so we get our power to that system. I'm gonna cut up the element mount and get the battery sitting right there and just use the OEM mount and hack that thing apart. Pretty simple. Look at this gorgeous wiring job. Oh yeah. Perfect. The cranks. So is that clutch switch bad?
Yeah.
See how flammable this stuff is.
that's going to do it for this episode. Make sure you subscribe to watch the rest of our Crabs build series.
And go to crabsracing.com to see other creators' builds and other event info.
And until next time,
Stay reckless. I'm Chris. That's Chris. Say hi, Howard.
Hi, Howard.
The band is back together on our 3-day, weekend-long thrash session for the CRABS race car.